With the third beta finally being over for Zenless Zone Zero and the release being right around the corner on July 4th, I decided it'd be a fantastic time to give all players that are interested in the world of Zenless a nice starter guide to new Eridu and how some of the world elements function to get you acquainted before you hop in on launch day. I wanted to keep as much of the main story as a surprise so you can experience it yourself and just provide a nice foundation, so I will not cover or spoil anything related to the main story from Chapter 2 onwards. With that said though, let's get started. The world of Zenless Zone Zero takes place in a city called New Eridu, which is the last known metropolis in ZZZ. They are also the only settlement that offers protection from the Hollows, which we'll get more into later. New Eridu prides itself on its foundations and values, those being hospitality, openness, and freedom. The denizens of New Eridu are able to enjoy the old hustle and bustle of urban life, as they can satisfy any desire by taking a stroll down 6th Street, which is the main attraction in the open exploration, and you can find video stores, ramen shops, vintage music, and even an arcade here. As the main character of ZZZ, you get to choose between siblings, those being Belle and her brother Wise. No matter which character you pick, both siblings stay together and are their own individual characters that help you along the way. The siblings are the owner of the aforementioned video shop. However, this video store is actually just a front for their illegal proxy business. Proxies are individuals that are hired from Hollow investigators or normal citizens in New Eridu to complete a task or commission inside a Hollow. Both proxies and Hollow Raiders are seen as illegal by the government and even have a hotline for individuals to report the identity of a proxy for a reward. The siblings are the best proxy in the business, known as Faithin. Many don't know the secret behind the siblings' impressive proxy talents, but it's thanks to the HDD, or the Hollow Deep Dive system, that they keep in their office. This allows them to transfer their mind into that of a Bangboo and explore the Hollow with their investigative team as one. The siblings' life gets a lot more hectic once they manage upon a secret AI called Fairy that takes over their HDD system and becomes the main system in Hollow exploration. It's a mystery where she came from and who made her, but it's clear it has something to do with the government. The MCs are on a mission to find out about something from their past, but we'll have to wait and see how the story unfolds to truly find out what they're looking for. The siblings are not the only one that have a shop for illegal proxy business in 6th Street. Both the Bardic Needle and Box Galaxy are also fronts, as Elfie from Bardic Needle provides disk drives, which are made from etheric matter inside Hollows, which increases the performance for Hollow Raiders, and Box Galaxy provides W-Engine drives, which are also made from etheric matter to enhance performance. Speaking of etheric matter and Hollows, let's go into more detail about those. Hollows are an apocalyptic level disaster that appear as an abnormal spherical dimension. Hollows can pop out of thin air and are extremely dangerous to normal people. There are several groups that deal with situations involving Hollows, a few being proxies, Hollow Raiders, gangs, and the government-funded Hollow Investigative Association, which will be referred to as HIA from here on out. Hollows have the ability to distort time and space on the inside while also creating ether energy due to unknown influences. Hollows can be reduced in size and even destroyed or collapsed by reducing the amount of ether energy inside. This energy can be found in the air and makes it hard to breathe for those inside without proper Hollow equipment. That's not the only worry though, as the ether energy creates monsters known as ethereals that roam the Hollows and attack any 4 living creatures. The HIA classifies ethereals into 10 different strengths. From weakest to strongest, we have antimony, zinc, tin, manganese, cadmium, nickel, copper, bismuth, lead, and mercury. Ordinary people lost in the Hollows face not only the horror of being attacked by monsters, but have to risk corruption and eventual mutation from ether energy. Humans are not the only thing that can be mutated, as anything that resembles AI has the ability to become corrupted as well. Everyone has a different set of etheric resistance. For humans, they're born with a certain amount, but as they grow, their aptitude may change, plateauing during adulthood. However, sickness, aging, and mental stability can affect your adaptability. Machines or androids, like Billy the Kid, depends on the type of metal used to build them. Different metals could corrupt faster or slower. Adaptability ranges from 0 to 100, and for those under 50, it is recommended to never go around Hollows. 50 and above, you are well equipped enough to do Hollow work. It appears that humans with animal traits called thyrans have a natural higher resistance than normal humans. There are a couple different breeds of thyrans that we've found in the Zenless world, those being cats, dogs, bears, tigers, and bunnies, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see more in the future. It is worth the risk of going into a hollow though, as ether energy is the magic in New Eridu. This energy powers most of the city and allows for further tech developments toward hollow gear. It is strongly advised that the only individuals that enter hollows are fully geared HIA personnel or someone from the public security that has carrot map data. Carrot map is data that allows the personnel to create an escape route inside the hollow. Due to the fact that hollows can appear out of thin air, it creates an unfortunate dynamic where denizens of New Eridu often need to hire professionals to go into the hollow to retrieve items or loved ones. However, the citizens can't always rely on the government-funded HIA though. This leads them to commission proxies through the proxy network. Proxies are individuals that have carrot map data on a hollow and can lead a team of hollow investigators in and out safely. The Investigative Association does not see eye to eye with proxies and asks that residents report the identity of such proxies for a reward. The residents will use the government's help when needed, but clearly trust the proxies with their tasks more. There are different types of hollows found in the world, including original hollows and sub-hollows, also known as companion hollows, which are smaller in scale with less ether activity. These hollows are created from the ether energy from an original hollow. Additionally, there are some exceptions, like the Dead End hollow, which has a high amount of ether activity. The original hollows we know of are as follows: Cretan, Limnian, Hawara, Persinius, Solov, and Papago. During hollow raids, it is common for proxies to equip investigators with their own hollow gear called W-engine drives. These are equipment made from ether to boost performance and increase resistance to the ether corruption during hollow raids. The mystery behind hollows is that no one truly knows what causes them to appear or where they come from, causing the government to send troops into Hollow Zero to try and gather information. Hollow Zero, also known as Limbo, is the first massive hollow that appeared and destroyed what was once old Eridu. There are hints that the siblings were actually there as kids when the hollow first appeared, but I won't go too much into that for now. Hollows also appear to not be a planet-specific event, as you can clearly see hollows on the moon at night when you look up. It's truly a mystery as to where they come from. Hollow investigators form their own factions to operate on the proxy network to complete commissions provided by the residents of New Eridu. Each faction normally consists of 4 members, however, some of the members we don't know of, so all the known Hollow investigators are as follows. The Cunning Hares, also known as the Gentle House, have Nicole Damara, Billy the Kid, Ann B. Damara, and Nekomiya Mana. Bellabog Industries has Anton, Ben Bigger, Colita Bellabog, and Grace Howard. Victoria Housekeeping Company has Corin Wicks, Ellen Joe, Alexandrina Sebastian, and Von Lycan. Section 6 has Sokaku and Hoshimi Miyabi. Obel Squad, or the Obsidian Division, with Soldier 11. Public Security with Zhu Yuan. And then there are some unreleased factions that we have not seen in-game or had any mention of them in-game. However, they did tease them online either via Twitter or Bilibili, which is the Sons of Khaldun and the Idol faction. There are the names of the characters from the Idol factions, however, it's not publicly released, those are actually leaked, so I will not be covering the names of any of the characters from the Idol faction. Also, the Idol faction is just a temporary name. This faction was only showcased due to a bunch of leaks coming out and them deciding to publicly announce it on Bilibili. We'll get full faction name and character names down the road when they actually reveal it. I won't go super into detail on the factions and characters associated with them in this video, but I will have dedicated videos per faction going into a super deep dive on each faction coming out each week following this video, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more Zenless lore. Now that we've covered the factions and main characters of the world, let's get into the most adorable little helpers you could ever want. Bangboo. These little guys were originally created to assist New Eridu residents with evacuation and hollow disasters. When a hollow occurs, Bangboo immediately receive disaster information and evacuation guidance from the public network, but has since become more advanced. Thanks to emerging diverse needs, Bangboo have evolved into a more comprehensive and versatile individual. Some pro versions even go deep into the hollows to help with various operations. Bangboo only speak in Inin, noises, but don't worry, it's always translated for you. Bangboo can also be customized to fit the needs of any resident of New Eridu, and they can even be seen in a plethora of different scenarios. Some Bangboo even own a shop in 6th Street. Earlier, in the Holo section, I mentioned that anything resembling AI can be corrupted, which includes the Bangboo. There have been cases where Bangboo end up getting corrupted in a Holo. However, due to unknown reasons, whatever the government is building them with, corrupted Bangboo show no signs of etheric mutation and don't immediately become physically aggressive. This is something we can all look forward to figuring out together when the game releases. There are different versions of the Bangboo with more advanced materials and AI, but they are also more expensive to buy for the general populace. There has yet to be a Bangboo to pass what they call the Forbidden Fruit test, which is a test to prove an AI is advanced enough to think and act like a normal human, similar to a Turing test. These AIs are referred to as having souls, which just means that they have their own individuality. Billy the Kid is an example of an AI that has passed the Forbidden Fruit test. So, to recap, the siblings have a mysterious past that they intend on discovering while partaking in illegal Holo work with Holo investigators and other proxies. This mission leads the siblings and those around them into some hectic situations with ethereals and government conspiracies that can only be realized as the story continues. I tried my best to explain the world without spoiling any major story beat that you will encounter in the start of the story so that you can experience it all for yourself when you hop in. If you have a specific question, please comment below and I will gladly answer any question in detail. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to not miss when I do the deep dives into the factions and other Zenless lore content. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you proxies in the Holos.